exciting evening last
Ladies
night.
and gentlemen, may I have your kind attention, please? Is being interpreted today through drama, narration, costumes, color, and dance. When you go back to your workplace tomorrow, we hope you will take back with you a slice of India's history in today's contemporary surroundings. This grand fort, the Purana Killa, stood sentinel 5 centuries ago when the rulers embarked on a crucial reorganization of its political economy. Remnants of this reorganization can be seen even today. Our interpretation of India's commercial history respects the institutions and traditions at that time. Ladies and gentlemen, we introduce this evening to you showcasing India's commercial history from the Vedic ages to the near historical times of a few centuries ago, before anchoring at the new India of today. Drawing sustenance from our ancient traditions, we are currently being led in this change process by a highly talented group of thinkers and leaders, amongst who is our Honourable Minister for Commerce and Industry, Mr. Kamal Nath. He is one amongst the men and women who occupy the stage of a contemporary India with the blessings of 1,000 generations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a privilege and an honour in requesting His Excellency, Mr. Kamal Nath, to kindly address the distinguished audience, please.
And thank you very much for being here. We chose this place because this represents the history of India, the ethos of India, the culture of India. While you, being here in India, look at a paradigm which I spoke about this evening, I thought that this evening you needed to see a paradigm, perhaps which in the hotels, in the presentations, in the booklets, you're not going to see. And that is our history, our culture, our ethos.
I feel so privileged to be hosted by you in this wonderful place. If I may say, I hope I have done, it's not without any respect to say that you're an amazing person, because you are an efficient, incredible, active, dynamic, forward-looking minister. And we all admire you for coming from one place, traveling to another, showing India, defending India, proving that India is a credible country, that it is a member of this world that everybody can trust. But you are a person with a heart. And you are a warm person that we really appreciate. So thank you for all this beauty. Thank you for being with us tonight. We are really delighted, we are proud of you, and we will enjoy this evening as we never enjoyed any evening previously. Thank you very much.
Ancient India, Vedic India. Our history is also the struggle between the newcomers and the earlier inhabitants of this land. The Northwest Passage to India introduced new people. The fabled land was a journey's quest for many waves of migrants, colonizers and armies. From Europe, Central Asia and China, it was a sword which led, but brought with it ideas, thoughts and trade. Land provided sustenance and shelter, as the philosophy of religion evolved to local stimuli. The mighty rivers of India provided swathes of land with its bounty. While there is no single expression in our ancient Sanskrit language as to what exactly is implied by commerce, the best expressions were Arth Mimamsa and Dhan Shastra. Commerce would go hand in hand with politics, conquest, governance and war. To the question, did coins exist during the Vedic period? No definite answers can be provided. While there is no distinct allusion to coined money in the Rig Veda, all exchange was not barter. Transition to coinage was being made with the use of gold ornaments. Agriculture was the main industry of the people from the Aryan settlements. And down to the present age, it continues to remain so, 50 centuries later. Our interpretation of this period, the first stages, is about serenity and spirituality. The performances are yogic and the music soft to reflect an overall sense of well-being. Seat of imperial power was not Delhi, but Magad with its capital Pataliputra, from whence knowledge and statecraft spread. Great religions flourished, trade and commerce expanded. It was this trade with Sumeria and Egypt by land and sea that brought into existence the first cities and market towns along the interstate trade routes and near the ports. While Aryan kings obtained their resources from taxes on land's produce, manufacture and labor, it also helped establish usury as an accepted element of mercantilism. Trade and appropriation evolved, where lending was an approved line of business, except that 5% per month was recorded as being deemed to be excessive. Along with the land's produce being appropriated as tax, there were numerous levies with the use of roads from one state to another. Exporting was a monopoly of the state, and they brokered no competition from private enterprise. To the development of Indian coinage, considerable credit must be given to the Indo-Greeks. After the incursions of Alexander, the Mauryans and the Greeks maintained a cordial relationship, the latter having created their kingdoms in the northwest. Greek influence on smelting can be particularly noticed. What is also noted is that for century after century and dynasty after dynasty, the downfall of kingdom after kingdom was due to their inability to produce an honest and efficient bureaucracy suitable to control a large empire. Heavy taxation, maladministration, alienation, and atrocious activities of royal officials made people unhappy and discontent. The grandeur of the palaces, spread of the empires, and royal standards of consumption could not hide these shortcomings. You grace your kind presence today at the Purana Killa. Built over the ruins of the Indraprasth, the capital of the Pandavas, this fort was initiated as Deenpana, or refuge of the faithful, by the Mughal Badshah Humayun. It got appropriated by the Afghan warlord Sher Shah Suri, not satisfied by just his Jagir in the east of India, who named this place Dilli Sher Shahi. Sher Shah had usurped the Mughal throne for just a few years till he died in battle, and the Purana Killa was again recaptured by the Mughals. This short reign of Sher Shah from Delhi saw him set up administrative systems that remained in place for centuries thereafter, some of it even today. You may kindly recollect contemporary institutions like the Grand Trunk Road, the Tehsildar or the Pargana. The world's first multinational corporation The English East India Company got the Mughal Badshah's firman to trade, but ultimately took away an empire, adding India to His Majesty the King of England's possessions. The subsequent takeover of the East India Company by the Crown would perhaps be the first example noted anywhere of nationalization. The private political agent was replaced by the Crown's representative, and the private soldier of fortune by the King's forces. Men and material went in to perpetuate an empire over which the sun was never said to set, and the great Indian Empire stretched from Kandahar to Mandalay and from Skardu to Trincomalee. Our interpretation of this historical period is by using traditional Indian dance forms like Kathak, Bharatnatyam and Chau. The setting is to world music and brings out the very rich heritage of India. Modern India needed the strong hand of a centralized government in its early days, whilst the young nation found its feet. It was served admirably by men and institutions not noted anywhere and in any part of the newly independent colonial world of the 20th century. This modern India now sets out to conquer the world by perpetuating a kinder and gentler Ashwamedh of business and commerce. We are faced today with an unprecedented opportunity of and for the young. Whether it is in our young population or young industry, young sciences or young technology, the ancient wisdom, experiences and practices of this great land is now being harnessed for one of the most exciting adventures of the contemporary world, the economic awakening of young India. The final interpretation is by using contemporary dance style. This is a reflection of global India and is experimental in nature. Interpretation is through puppetry and some innovative choreography. concept, script and narration is by Kaveri Mukherjee on behalf of the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. It has been choreographed